Susie here from Rock Painting 101, and I have a super sweet rock painting tutorial for you today. It's extra special because you're not getting one design, not two, but three cute, adorable designs that you can paint on rocks today. So we've got a series we're starting. You'll get 3 of the videos today, and I'm going to kind of sprinkle them over the next little bit as I'm working on them. We're making these fun little fruit characters. We have a strawberry, a lemon lime combination, and my daughter's personal favorite, the blueberry. So let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, and make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the tutorial. So we are going to get started on some of these fun fruit rocks. We've got a bunch of just plain stones. I rinse them underwater. Sometimes if they've got gunk on them, I'll take like a vegetable brush to them to get them nice and clean. I'm going to be using my Posca pens today, but obviously if you're an acrylics and brush fan, go ahead and do that. And full disclosure, today I have my little one sitting here next to me. She can say hi.
Hi.
And she's going to help me pick which fruits we're doing, but I already discussed the first fruit with her. Her favorite is?
Blueberry.
Blueberries. So we're going to make a fun blueberry rock here first. Now I am using my Posca pens. All of the ones I have to the side here, and the colors are the 3M pens, or what are considered the fine tip. And then I also have white and black in the 1M or extra fine tip. And then I did grab a couple of these off to the side. I don't know if I'll use them. I just didn't want to have to get up during my video. Now sometimes you'll have a color that doesn't come in the pack. Like to me, a blueberry isn't quite this color blue, and it isn't quite this color purple. So we're just gonna make our own color. So we're gonna start by blocking out our blueberry circle here. And we're just gonna go around and kind of fill it in with our blue first. And the way that I think of the shade of a blueberry, we will keep it with a nice blue color, but I just wanted to have a little hint of purple to it, just because they kind of have a hint of purple to them. So I'm just gonna go in with my purple right on top of the blue while it's wet, and add in a light little bit of purple. And then while my tip is still wet, I'm just gonna doodle it off on a piece of paper here, and you'll see that blue kind of just right off the tip. We're gonna go in with our blue, and we're gonna make what looks almost like a crown, right, on our blueberry. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a little crown here shape. It's where that flower originally is. If you've seen a blueberry bush, we've had a blueberry bush before. We're gonna add that on there, and a couple little pieces of purple in there too. There we go. And we'll go right back with that blue. Just like that. So we've got our blueberry's body here. Simple as that. Okay. So we're gonna let this dry before we add any facial features to our blueberry. But for now, we'll go ahead and just add on some cute little arms and legs. I am going to outline this in black. Again, I have my 1M Posca. Now, as you use these 1Ms, they can wear down a little bit. This one has gotten some use, so it's not quite as pointed as a brand new one would be, but I can still get quite good lines from it. So I'm going to start by adding our cute little feet, and I just like to do a line straight down, and almost like a long skinny teardrop to the side. We're going super simple and cute here. And I keep saying these are really sweet, pun intended, to hide around town. So we got that, and then cartoon characters always have like 4 fingers instead of 5. So what I do is I do my arm, and then you just can use the line that your arm was for one of your fingers, and then just add 1, 2, 3 like that. Like I said, we're keeping these super simple. These are really cute, fun to do in batches to hide around, just like that. Now the center is still looking just a tad bit wet, so I'm gonna do my outline first before we add on our face. So just a nice light pressure with your pen. I always say you don't have to press really hard with these. That will help preserve the tip of your pen a little bit longer too. And it helps it from ever splattering up on you. Just like that. Just like that. And then you can also kind of give that top of the curve there just like that, just to give that definition. And we're almost dry here, pretty close. I think as long as I avoid the spots where I can see the wetness, we should be okay. And we're gonna do 2 very wide set eyes. Just take and circle, circle, circle. Circle, circle. And then a nice little smiley in between. We're gonna let that black set, and then we have to add our nice little white highlight to his eye, the little twinkle in his eye. Now this is just one of many. I've got quite a few fruits to go. We'll probably merge a few of them together in each video just because they're so short and sweet. And we'll probably still end up with like 2 or 3 videos full of these cute little fruits that you can create on your rocks. Now you do want to make sure you let that black completely dry before you go in with your white dot. Otherwise you're going to end up with a gray dot. And then you have to wait for that to dry and then do a white dot. So have a little bit of patience. Let this dry. You know, we could write a little phrase on here while we're waiting for it to dry. How about that? Let's do life is sweet. Just like that. And just like that, I can tell my black is dry. So we can add his little twinkle. Just one little dot in the upper right-hand corner. Try to be consistent about the placement of that on there. And he's done. How cute is he? So we're just gonna roll right into our next fruit here. I hope you give this one a try. If you like this guy, make sure you're thumbsing up the video. And I'd love to hear in the comments which one is your favorite fruit of the ones that we're doing today. So we're gonna move him just to the side here. Not completely off camera, I don't think. Nope, you can still see him. Which one should we do next?
Let's do the strawberry next.
The strawberry next. All right, we can do the strawberry next. Okay, so we're gonna grab our red, our green. We'll need white and black. I think that's all we'll need for the strawberry. Okay, so we're gonna do strawberry next. So we're gonna grab a rock here. Now when you're making a strawberry shape, the first thing I like to do is start with almost like a rounded tipped heart shape. So we're just gonna kind of come from the top down to the bottom and round that tip off, and then back to the top, and there's our strawberry shape, okay? So it's like a bulged heart, I guess you could say. Now the thing about red, something about the pigment in red shades just doesn't go on quite as thick. So we're just gonna go right on here and really fill this in nice and strong once first. And then we'll work on some of our green while this dries, and then we'll give it a second coat of red so that it's nice and bright. There we go. So we'll get that drying. And now we're gonna go in with our green. So we're gonna add on our stem first, right there on top. Now, the top of the strawberry, the green kind of folds over the shape of your strawberry. So we're just gonna kind of go along the top here, the top of our shape. If you get any red on there, just doodle it off to the side, okay? I'm not gonna be able to do too much more until that red dries a little bit more, because I don't want to end up with brown. I want it to be nice and green. So we're gonna actually leave that for a second while this red is drying a bit. We're gonna go down and do our legs while we wait. So we're gonna kind of bounce around. If you're doing this at home, you can do a bunch of these fruit at a time and just kind of do one step at a time and move around between fruits. So we're gonna go ahead and do our little legs, straight line down, teardrop to the side, teardrop to this side. And then we need arms here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Okay, our red is almost dry there at the top. All right, now that our red is dry, we're gonna take and we're gonna add the rest of our top here. So we kind of go back and forth. It's a very wide kind of zigzaggy. They kind of have little leaves that kind of creep down the front side of the strawberry, like so. Now that our red's dry, we're not gonna worry too much about getting that red pulled into our green. All right, we're gonna do our second coat of red. Make sure our red's flowing real good over here. All right, now when you're doing a second coat, a lot of times it depends. If you're pushing too hard, you're gonna end up pulling up the color beneath it, or if you haven't waited for it to dry long enough. Oftentimes when it looks very opaque when you first get it on, but once it dries, it's a little bit thicker than you may thought. Like that first coat looked so light, but now that it's dried, it's not so bad. There we go. So that's gonna continue to dry. And my daughter said that she would like this little fruit to say hi. So we're gonna go ahead and add his little word up here. It says hi, just like that. And while this red is drying, I'm gonna also do my lining. Just like that. And the red's still looking a little bit wet. However, we are gonna do some white dots, like for the seeds. And sometimes the white dots on these are not actually perfectly white. They sometimes will pick up a little bit of that pink color to them. So I'm gonna do them while it's a little bit wet because it might pull in just a smidge of that red. So we got our dots along just like that. Make sure you doodle off that tip. You don't wanna have red carrying on. But see, you don't have to be too scared. These do clean up nicely. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put on our face. Wide set eyes, 1 and 2. Okay, I got a little bit of that white. And our little smile. And we're gonna let that black dry just a smidge. And then we'll add in our highlight. And then we'll join our blueberry here off to the side. Okay, so we're just gonna go in, again, one quick little dab, upper right hand corner, try to make them consistent. If they end up a little bit more to one side than the other, try to at least mirror them. Well, I look like this one got soaked up. It doesn't look white anymore over here, so we're gonna fix that. There we go. All right, so we're gonna move our strawberry over here by our blueberry. And we're gonna do one more in this video and we'll call it good and move on and start filming a second one here in a little bit. What should our last fruit be from our bunch over here?
The lemon and lime.
The lemon and lime, all right. So she saw my doodles over here. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have saw the sneak peek of the doodles. So I've got lemon and lime. I'm going to pull my white. Now, I thought, everyone got to do a lemon or I got to do a lime, so I decided we're going to make lemon-lime friends, okay? So, we are going to start by doing a circle of green. We will make these bigger, just bear with me here. Circle of green. Like so, and then we're going to go right in with our white quickly. That's the one that took that paper or something. There we go. And we're going to go right along the edge of our green, like so, while it's still a little bit wet, because we want to actually pull a little bit of that green, because it's not quite all the way white. See, just like that. Doodle that off until you're back to white. And then we're going to do green around that edge. White still wet, like so. There we go. Doodle that off a bit. We're gonna let that green in the center set, and we're gonna pull that a little bit farther to the edge too. So we're gonna do the same thing here with our yellow, except it might be a little bit smaller, just because these are gonna be like my little brother-sister set. So they're gonna butt up next to each other, but I do wanna fit them all the way on here. So we're gonna do the lemon. It's It's gonna be like my little girl, and my lime's gonna be like my little boy, who's quite a bit bigger than she is. So we're gonna go right around that edge. Again, it's okay, you wanna pull that color in a little bit, because we don't want it white. Okay, doodle that off. Nothing worse than going to use your white and having yellow on there. Okay, and then we're gonna go a yellow edge on that outer edge, all the way around, like so. Just like that. All right, now we're gonna let these dry just a smidge. Yellow is another one of those colors like red. It always, to me, seems like it needs a second coat. Like the blues, green sometimes, blue and purple are like the absolute best. But you also see, like, once it dries, it doesn't look quite as opaque as it is when it's wet. So while these are drying, we're gonna go ahead and do our feet. So again, little legs, little shoes. How about, for this one, we can write "You're sweet."
Yeah.
All right.
Because both of them are actually sweet.
Mm-hmm. All right, so how about your, so let's, should we put sweet on the bottom here? So you're sweet, maybe you'll see that? Maybe I'll have sweet go over the round. Yeah, okay, she likes that idea. You're sweet. All right, so these are drying. The green is almost dry. So what I'm gonna actually do here is take the green a little bit closer to the edge because that rind on the lime is not that thick. But I wanted to have that white in there, so we're gonna take our green, bring it a little closer to the edge here, so we're just leaving a little bit of white there. Like so. And we're going to actually fill this in even though we don't need the green, but we want it there because we're going to take our white, I am using my 1M, and we're going to do right over that light green while it's wet, an X, and then we're going to cut that both ways, just like that. Now go ahead and doodle that off so you don't have green on that tip. There we go, just until you don't see any more. Just like that, okay? So that's drying. We're gonna do the same thing over here on the yellow. Like that. Doodle off that tip of your black as well. Just because you can't see the yellow on it as much doesn't mean you don't want to clean it off really good. And we're gonna add our highlights. Like so. We gotta give the lemon just another second. But this will finish off this little series. If you just want to roll right on into the next video, if I haven't finished any more of these from this series, we also had done some apples before that I will have linked at the end. So keep painting and have a lot of fun. Say bye, honey.
Bye.
I'll say a special thank you to her for joining me and helping me out today. So everybody have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And again, share in the comments which one of these 3 little sweeties is your favorite from today. Bye-bye.